Well, good evening, everyone. How are all of you? Oh, welcome to Discover Your Spirit on Lilydale Radio. And I am your host, Brenda Reading. I am a registered medium in Lilydale. And I like to connect with you all out there in Facebook, YouTube land, however you're coming to us tonight. And just touch in with you to see. First of all, I want to say, how was your summer? It's been a long time since I've been on here live with you all. And if you're coming back, I just want to say thank you for remembering to come back because I had to remember to come back. And my summer was very busy. And I say that with all types of gratitude and appreciation. I just want to say thank you to all of the people that made the journey to Lilydale this summer, whether it was your first time or your 100th time. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I also want to thank my clients and the spirit loved ones that showed up during the readings to connect with their people, and also all the people who work so hard every day in Lilydale to make the season, the 10-week season, a very special time for everyone. So I just wanted to say that. I also want to say that fall in Lilydale is also a magical time. And there is a lot coming up here for you. And I just thought I'd take a minute of our time tonight to talk about the big Fall Fest that's scheduled for the weekend of October 24th. And you can go onto the Facebook page, Lilydale Assembly Inc., to see all about it. Or you can also go to the website, which is www.lilydaleassembly.org, and click on the Fall Fest at the top. There's 3 days of all type of happenings, and I'll just tell you a little bit about it. It starts on Friday, and there's table tipping, orb photography, a class to show you how to do that. A paranormal investigation with Diane Keeley of Lilydale itself. So she walks through the streets. I mean, you do this live with her, this paranormal investigation. How exciting, right? You see it on TV, but if you go down there on the 24th or 25th, I believe, you could do it live with Diane Keeley. So that's really cool. And ghost walks with our Ron and Ray. They do it every year. So that's something going on. Saturday, we also have a sound and crystal bowl healing event, a walk-a-thon, spoon bending, right? Did you ever want to try that? Fairy art. We also have Meet the Fairies of Lilydale that's sponsored by Sacred Grounds Coffee House. And that is great for the children. So there's things to do for the kids too. And then Sunday, there's a Build-A-Broom event and a Carillion and Spirit Photography class, another ghost walk, and more. So and also there will be mediums on the grounds, I'm sure. I know I will be on the grounds at least Saturday all day, taking appointments for you all that want to come, enjoy the Fall Fest, and also, get a reading while you're at it. So there's just so much to do that weekend. And there's no gate fee, and visitor parking is free. So, take a little drive down to Lilydale in the fall and enjoy the Fall Fest. Also, the week after that, on Halloween night, the fire department is having a Halloween party. It's a costume party, of course, for adults, teens, and the little goblins, as they say. Music and games and food and all kinds of fun stuff. So just because it's not seasoned in Lilydale doesn't mean that the activities don't continue. And also, while the winter falls, we're all working on the catalog and the programs for next year for you folks. So, you know how they say no one dies in Lilydale? Well, no one sleeps either, because we're always working to keep things together and get things ready for the next season for all of you. So that's my Lily Dale information for all of you. So check it out. Go to the website. There's still information on there that's helpful. Also, I want to let you know that towards the end of this month, I will be teaching a class called Discover Your Sacred Purpose. And if you're interested, it's 2 Monday nights in a row. Go to my website, www.brendareading.com, and you can learn more about it. It's an introspective look for yourself as to, what is your sacred purpose, and what should you be doing, and that type of thing. And it's a nice class. So if you're interested, go check that out. And I can see people are making comments already. I love it. It's nice to see all of you. Hi, Julie Kiss. How you doing? All right. Let's see. I also want to let you know that usually I do these shows every 2 weeks, but my next show will be Thursday, October 30th. Okay. So if you come back 2 weeks from now and you're like, hey, what's going on? She's not on here. That's because I'm going to be absent that night. But I will be back on the 30th. Okay. So I want to just tell you a little story before we get into the mini readings. Okay. Because I just want to tell you something. And if you know me, or if you've read my book, Taps on My Shoulder, How to Awaken to Spirit, I teach through actual real happenings. Okay. Live happenings that happen to me. All right. And because I find that we all have these gifts and we all have things happen. We just don't all pay attention to them. And, so I think it's important that when you're learning about something, that if it can be made relevant to yourself through a real experience of someone else, it's more meaningful and you tend to remember it. So I want to share a little story of something that happened recently. And, it's like we all, no matter what we do in life, there are mornings when we wake up and think, am I in the right place? Is this what I should be doing? Am I helping enough people? Am I doing this well enough? Is there something more I'm supposed to be doing? That whole thing that we all go through, those moments of personal doubt, right? And so I had been doing this psychic fair event, and it was the 3rd day. So you can imagine, working all day, 2 days, and then getting up the next day and working, doing mediumship. It can tire you out if you do it all day long, straight with very little breaks in between. So I wake up the last day and I'm thinking, it's like, I go through the whole litany, right? I hope I'm helping enough people. I hope it's meaningful. I hope I'm doing the right thing, that moment of self-doubt. And I got myself ready and I went, and I got there. And a gentleman signed up to have a mini reading. And it was his turn. And he sat down and he let me know that his sister-in-law had seen me the day before and called him up and said, you have to go. You absolutely have to go see her. You have to go sit with her. And which I thought, that touched my heart, because it meant that I had done a good enough job that she would, call her brother-in-law up and say, hey, you got to do this. But I didn't know, I didn't put 2 and 2 together of who it was or any of that, And so we went through the reading, and his wife had recently passed away. And he was touched, and you could tell that he was still in the throes of, significant grief. And we went through the reading, and, I brought in the evidence, and he knew it was her. And, we talked things, and, he had some questions, and we tried to get answers for those. And so we're starting to, it's only 15-minute reading, so we try to cram as much stuff as I can into those 15 minutes. And so I'm wrapping it up, And I always end my reading with a prayer as well, saying thank you to the spirit loved ones and to my people and all of it, right? To thank them. So I start my prayer, and all of a sudden, the spirit wife wasn't done talking. She starts talking again, and I'm like, oh, I thought your wife was done, but she interrupted my prayer. So let me just listen and see if there's something she wants to say, the last thing she wants to say. And he's like, yeah, sure, okay, And I listen, and I hear her say exactly like this, with this intonation in her voice. I hear her say, I was happy with you, right? Just like that. And now I'm thinking, this is important, or she wouldn't have interrupted my prayer, right? She would have been done and that was it. So I'm thinking now I have to repeat this with the same intonation so that he understands that she's questioning, like, why would you question if I was happy with you or not, right? So I say to him, gently, I said, your wife is saying, and I'm going to try to repeat this exactly how she said it to me, I was happy with you, right? And the next moment, the man was overcome and he was happy and also sad at the same time. But he revealed to me in that moment, he said, this morning, when I was speaking to my sister-in-law, I was asking her and talking to her, and I said, I wonder if she was really happy with me. I need to know if she was happy with me. And in that moment, we both were emotional. And the medium is not supposed to get emotional because it's not her people and not her stuff. But let me tell you, when that moment happens, and it is irrefutable that we had his wife there, and she was talking to her husband and letting him know the answer to the very thing he was talking about that moment in the morning. I said to him, if this doesn't prove to you that your loved ones and your wife specifically isn't listening to you and isn't around you and still loving you from where she is, I don't know what to tell you. And he just looked at me and he says, you're right. He says, I know she's still here and I know she's around me. And that bit of proof, that bit of evidence, that confirmation is what we strive to do as mediums, especially in Lilydale. We are trying to prove the continuity of life. The fact that once we pass, our energy, our love, our emotions, what makes us us, our personalities, what we care about, our feelings for our people, it doesn't go away. It stays with us as we move to wherever we're going and whatever we're doing. And I left that day with a renewed sense of purpose and a renewed sense of why I was doing what I do and why I have studied so hard and I keep practicing and I keep trying to get better and why it's so important to me. And I thought that I can't think of a better way to explain to all of you beautiful listeners why we do what we do as mediums. And it proves that we go on and that we still love. So that's my little story that I wanted to share with you all today. And I'm going to keep that close to my heart for those moments when I doubt myself or I doubt, am I where I'm supposed to be? because I was given a gift that day myself, and I will cherish it. Okay, so it's been a while since we've done this on here, these mini readings, so it's going to take me a second to just take a drink of my water, and then I will look at the people that have made a comment, and we will do some mini readings, okay? All right. Let's see where we are. I'm going to go back to the beginning. All right. Hello, Connie Witten. Hi, Julie Van Valkenburg. Hello, people. All right. I am going to say Annette Lonsky. Are you still here, Annette? If you're here, type that you are in the comments, right? So that I know, and we will start your mini reading. Okay, Annette? Oh, there, that was quick. I love it when, things work the way they're supposed to. Okay, Annette, I'm just going to say a little prayer in my head, and then we're going to get moving, okay? All right. Annette, I feel like as I move into your energy that I have a man in spirit here for you. And I feel like he was a very hard worker, okay? I feel like he may have done physical labor, like I'm using my muscles with this man. And I feel like, he worked from very early in the morning and, till late at night, kind of a sun up to sundown kind of guy. And he, I feel like he wants to tell you, and this is really for you. I feel like he wants to tell you, Annette, that it's okay to step back from a situation and take a breath, okay? Take a breath and just let it settle for a little bit, all right? I feel like this man, I feel like he was on Dad's side of the family, possibly, and he wasn't I'm feeling into his personality, and he didn't feel like he was a real, abrasive man or anything like that. He wasn't loud or rambunctious. He was more on the quiet side, but when he did have something to say, people listened, okay? And he had a quiet power about him and respect. People respected him. And as I look at his face, I feel like he does have white hair, but I feel like he's showing me that he may have been tan, from being outside in the summer. And I do feel like I have, of course, some wrinkles here, and the summer has, many summers in a row. Okay. I feel like he's got the wrinkles from, being outside. So, Annette, I don't know if this man makes any sense to you or if you can understand who he is, but I feel like he's saying, give yourself permission to take a step back and to slow down and let something settle. Okay. And give yourself a chance to allow more than one perspective, okay, to fill your brain. Because I feel like you're being rushed into something, I feel like you're being rushed into either making a decision or whatever it is, So, and this man feels like he comes with a lot of love. And I want to put him in a shirt where he's got his sleeves rolled up, he's rolling up his sleeves and he's, getting ready to do some work. I do feel like he would have liked to tinker with machinery. Okay. And I don't know that if he did that his whole life, but I do feel like I've got my head, under the hood of something or underneath something, and he's trying to fix some things. So I feel like he was capable, in that type of thing. So Annette, I don't know if you understand that message, but it comes with a lot of love from this man, I believe, Dad's side of the family. And I feel like when he smiles with his eyes. Okay. He's got his whole face kind of, he's got this grin and he smiles with his eyes. So, yeah, he's I don't want to call him just a sweet old man, but that's basically what he feels like to me. All right. So Annette, I'm going to give that message to you with much love. Give yourself some grace, step back for something, let it settle a little bit. Something will clear and you will be able to move forward. Okay. All right. Let's see. I hope that was helpful, Annette. So let's go. I'm going to go back again. Just give me a second because there's so many names here. That's fantastic. All right. Okay. Karen Trask. All right. Says, would love to hear from my dad. I will do the best I can on that one. All right. But I will see if I can bring in a spirit for you, Karen. Okay. I have a man here in spirit for you, and I feel like he had something that he dealt with for a while. I feel like it was an illness, and things were done, and people thought things were getting better, and then it how can I say this, reared its ugly head a second time. Okay. And I feel like it went through my body. All right. I do feel pain with this man. I also feel some what do they call it, the heart thing. I lost it, what it's called, congestive heart failure. Okay. I feel like there's, some stuff going on there as well. But I feel like the man that I have here for you, Karen, is, I don't feel like he lived until his 80s or that old. I feel like people thought that he left too soon. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. I feel like he felt that he had a lot more things to do, and that this was not in his plans. Do you understand? So Karen, just let me know that you're still here. I'm going to keep going here for a second in case you listen to this on the recording later. But yeah, and so and I do feel. I feel more than one child in the family because he's showing me little heads, that he would have loved, so I feel like there's more than one child in the family for him. And I feel like this man liked a good debate. Okay. And I feel like he liked to discuss matters. All right. I feel like you could find him around a table talking, with other people and, discussing things that were going on in the world. And I feel like, he had his opinions and you would hear them. Okay. It's not like he was a wallflower and kept everything to himself. Do you understand what I've given you so far, Karen? Do you understand who this man might be? I don't know if it's your dad or not, but I do say that I also feel like the man that I have with me had a brother too, okay, and has since either passed and they're either together, right, on the other side of life, and or passed before your dad. This man feels like a brother, and I want to say you don't need to worry that your dad is bored. Do you understand? Because he is doing things. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy. Absolutely. It's my dad. Fantastic. You never know if that's who we're going to get. So I'm very happy for you. Yeah. So this is the thing. Kitten, for some reason, I want to say that word to you. It's like, yeah, he is not bored. He has got things to do. And he and this man, who I think is a brother type, they are, shooting the breeze and doing other things too. So I want to leave you with much love from your dad. And I feel like I want to talk about some type of trip. And you think he didn't go because he had left already, right? So he's like, ha, he says, I was there. And I feel like, people may have acknowledged that they would have liked him to be on the trip, but he was on the trip. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you think about it. Okay. So, Karen, I'm going to leave that with you with lots of love from your dad. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see who else. I'm going to go back. Okay. Okay. Jacqueline Gervin Hickey. Okay, Jacqueline. If you're still here, just type down in the message section, Jacqueline. Oh, Karen, you're so welcome. Okay. So Jacqueline, type in the message section if you're still here, and we'll start. I'm just going to start feeling into the energy. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you this, Jacqueline, okay? I have a woman here in spirit for you, and I feel like in her younger days, she really liked to have a good time, okay? And not going to get into specifics, but I feel like she made some life choices that would affect her health later in life, okay? Which was not uncommon back in the day because, everybody smoked and everybody drank and this and that. But I feel like I've got stuff going on in my lungs with this woman. And I feel like, if she didn't, she probably used an inhaler and more than likely could have used an oxygen, some supplemental oxygen for her too. I don't know if she was too stubborn to do that, right? To actually get the oxygen that she needed. But I feel like this woman could have been helped by that. I do feel like she's on mom's side of the family for you. I hear music with her. I feel like she enjoyed music. In her earlier days, she would have loved to dance, get out and go and do things. I feel like possibly she was one of more than one daughter in the family. And I feel like she's telling me that she kind of gave her parents a run for the money. Okay. So I don't know if you're familiar with that, Jacqueline. Yeah, she had some good times. And I want to say that her family, okay, as she got older, I feel like her family was so very important to her. And wanting to do more. So I don't know if this woman didn't have a whole lot of money. I don't feel like she had it just flowing from everywhere. And I feel like she's the kind of lady that it wouldn't have mattered how much she did for her friends or her family. In her mind, it wouldn't have been enough. Do you understand? Because she was that kind of a person. She's taken me down to her feet for some reason. And I don't know. I feel like she's showing me of a pair of high heels. So I'm going to take that in the day, she would have liked to get dressed up. All right. And put on her high heels. All right. I think that's why she's showing me these feet with her, beautiful shoes on with these high heels. And she would have liked to get dolled up, so to speak. Let's see what else, Jacqueline, I can get from this lady. Okay. I want to thank you from her for taking care. All right. And I'm not sure if any of this makes any sense to you. I don't even know if you've even written it down there, but it's here for you should you listen to the replay. But this woman is thanking you for spending time with her. Okay. So I feel that you might have gone out of your way to spend some time with her. and it meant a great deal to her. Okay, Jacqueline, so I'm going to leave that with you with lots of love from this lady in the beautiful high heels. Okay? All right. Let's find somebody that I know is still here so that I can okay. We can, yeah, I don't know, Lauren Richards. I don't know if she's here. But we will do a reading for you, okay, since you're still here. All right. So Lauren Richards, let me tune into your energy for you, okay? Lauren, I have a lady here in spirit for you, and she did like to talk, okay? She liked to chit chat, and I feel like people would have to wait a long time for her to take a breath and stop talking so that they could insert themselves into the conversation, okay? She feels like she's got a little bit of anxiety. All right. She feels like she's a little bit of a, let's say, nervous Nelly. Okay. I do feel like I'm going back at least one generation with this lady. It could be two. And I do have some grayish hair. I do have hair, and I feel like it's down to about here. Okay. I feel like I am wearing glasses. I feel like this woman, kept going. She wasn't one to just sit around and do nothing. I feel like she would, leave the house and go visit people or go talk to people, go have a cup of coffee here or there, something like that. I do feel some issues with her legs as she got older, and my legs hurt. I feel like I want to say that. Let's see. Lauren, okay, you said yes. So I don't know if you recognize who this lady is. Let's see what else I get from this lady. She wasn't one for dressing up much. Do you understand? I feel like she just kind of wore normal regular clothes, and she would go out and like that, and she wasn't all dressed up, pretty you know middle of the road type of dress. Okay. Oh, your mom. Oh, awesome. Okay. Do you understand the anxiety and like the little bit of nervousness and the not stopping talk, like she just kind of went on and on and on. But she was a caring person. All right. I don't feel like she was abrasive or biting or the instigator in the family. I don't feel that at all. I feel like she would be more the kind of person, hey, did you hear about this? Or so and so in the neighborhood. She was the person, she had all the juice. Do you understand? She had all the information and she loved to share it. Okay. But it wasn't in a mean or spiteful way. She just liked to be part of everything. Yeah. I just want to listen to her for a second, Lauren, okay? Because I feel like there's something she wants to say. Okay. I'm looking, she's showing me this piece of furniture, okay? And it looks like one of those cupboards, all right? And I feel like she didn't have fancy schmancy stuff. That's what she's telling me. But I feel like her prized possessions, whether it was a special figurine or a special teacup or something, they were in this cupboard. And it's funny because it's not unlike one that I have of my mother's, it's in my dining room. And she used to keep her prized possessions in that cupboard. Okay. And I feel like, since she's passed, those things, have gone to different people in the family. But I feel like there's something very special of hers that you have that was in that cupboard. Okay. And she's very happy that you kept it. All right. Because even though They were material things, right? I feel like it might have been something that her mother gave to her, or someone special in her lineage, or a special friend or something gave to her. So it touches her heart that you still have this. And I also want to acknowledge, I feel like there's someone in the family of yours, or a friend or someone that you're spending time help. Oh, you have the cupboard itself. Fantastic. Okay. So we know this is mom. And awesome. Okay. I just got chills. It's okay. Some of the things, but that you've given some away. That's okay. She knows that. And they're material things, but she's tickled that you have what you have. And the fact that you kept the cupboard, perfect. Okay. Um, and I love that she brought that up because it meant something to her. Okay. But she's also talking about someone in the family or in your family of the heart that you're trying to help. I don't know if it's a physical ailment or emotional thing or whatever, but she's giving you a loving pat on the back for being this person's person. All right. And it's tiring, it's like she's saying, I know you're tired, and I know it's a lot, but she's thanking you for what you're doing. Um, for what you're doing in this situation. Okay. Your mom loves you gobs, but you know that. All right. That's not new news. You know that. So we're just going to leave you um, with all her love. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. We have time for another one. All right. Let's see. Okay. Peggy Weimer. I don't know if I'm saying their last name right, honey. Peggy McCloskey, Weimer. Are you still here? Because I would like to touch in with you, Peggy, if you're still here. Okay. So just give me a little heads up here that you're still here, Peggy. I'm going to start feeling into the energy with you. Okay. Um, okay. Peggy, I feel like I actually have a man here for you. And if he's not a brother, he feels like someone that could have been like a brother. Okay. And sometimes cousins that we're close with, right? Sometimes that feels like that for me. Or sometimes a really good friend. Hi, Peggy. Okay, you're here. Fantastic. Um, that's what it feels like to me. I've got this male energy here, and I feel like he would be of your peer group, okay, of your same generation. All right. And I feel like he's a little surprised that he's can do this, okay? But he is, and so he's doing it. And I feel like the two of you had a nice relationship where you could talk to each other even about difficult topics, and there wasn't, it wasn't like there was emotional upheaval afterwards. Do you understand? You kind of leaned on each other. It could even have been a really close coworker or someone, because it's like I said, he's not a brother, he's like a brother. It's kind of that type of relationship. All right. um, I feel a lot of sadness around this man's passing, in the respect that I feel like he left too soon. I feel like it was an illness. I feel like he left a family behind. Okay. And, many people very, very upset, of course, because he passed, but just the fact that, it was too soon. Okay. And, I feel like, oh, so you understand who this is. Okay. And I feel like the people that he worked with, okay, um, they respected him. They liked him. Okay. He was a caring individual, and it just was a big tragedy for so many people when he left. Um, But what I want to say to you is that he's giving you some encouragement, and I don't know if there's something that you were working on or thinking about starting or trying to finish, project, schooling, something. He would have been aware of it, okay? And I feel like he is giving you encouragement to see it through, okay? He's like, you're almost there. You're almost there, Peg, okay? So I just want to give that to you from him. And I also want to, he's very appreciative of your friendship and the conversation and the guidance that you would give each other. Okay. So know that he continues his good work on the other side. Okay. He's not doing nothing. He is continuing his good work. And yeah. So I just want to leave him with you, and I hope you know exactly who he is and what the message means. But it's a message of encouragement and wanting you to keep going. Okay, all right. I think I have time for another one here. Um, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to go back a little bit and see. Thank you for everybody's comments. Hey, Annette from Florida. How you doing? Yeah, I love to see you all on here. So let me see if I can. Tony Odell, are you still here, Tony? Let me know if you're still here. I'll start just yapping here, and we'll see what we get. Okay. All right, Tony. I feel like I have a lady here for you in spirit. And this lady's got big hair. Okay. I feel like she would have gotten it done, every week. And I feel like, hi, Tony. Thank you. I feel like her hair was important to her. And I feel like I know that because she's, like doing this to my hair. And she's like, oh, you got a little poof going on there, And I don't know if she was a hairdresser or if she just loved getting her hair done. But this lady's all about the hair. Okay. And because I'm hearing the spray, and smelling it and everything. And she's saying the best part about it was she'd get it done and she didn't have to worry about it for most of the week. Okay. So I feel like this lady is an older lady. I feel like her husband would have passed before she did. I feel like there was a few years that she might have been living on her own. I don't want to say that it's like 20 or 25 or something like that, but I feel like there was a few that she might have been on her own. She's giving me this. Now, when I get this from my spirit person, it means that they were a person of faith. I'm not seeing the rosary. Usually if they wrap a rosary around my hands, I know that they're Catholic. Makes no difference, but I'm not seeing it right now, but that doesn't mean that she wasn't. Okay. She's not, sometimes she can be quiet. Okay. I don't feel like she was a big chit chat. Do you understand? And, I feel like she was just as happy to sit and have her tea or whatever her hot drink was. I'm seeing her sitting. And I feel like that was an important time for her, was her coffee or tea, because it was her quiet time, and she's showing me just being still and drinking her stuff. And I feel like she's acknowledging a young man in the family. I don't know if it would be her son or if you have a son or someone close to you, but she's acknowledging a young man in the family that she's extremely proud of. Okay. I feel like he's either graduated college or just gotten a promotion or something like that. So I'm thinking you'll have to figure out how that fits for you. Um, I feel like she had a couple things going on with her because she did live a pretty good long life. She might have had, I don't know if she would have had a stroke, possibly. Okay. And I do feel some confusion in her thinking as she aged and, that it became significant, but I do feel she may have had a stroke. Okay. Um, Unfortunate, but I feel like she liked to read. She engaged in hobbies that they weren't like, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to go bowling, or I'm going to go do this. I think she liked the quietness. So, Tony, I don't know if you understand who this lady is. She feels like she's on mom's side of the family to me. And I'm going to ask her for the message for you. Okay. I keep seeing her in this wool coat. All right, it's like she's cold, okay, and she's put on this wool coat, and it's a long coat, all right, and it's not your normal black or navy or brown. It might be an off green or something like that kind of a color, okay. So I'm looking at her in this coat. Um, and I think she would have wore that nice wool long coat, long down to her knees. Let's say that long, okay, not to the floor or anything like that. To church, she would have worn that. I feel like Tony. She just wants to acknowledge your very hard work. Um, this is what I want to say. She's saying sometimes we take one step forward and two steps back, but we have to keep taking the step forward. Okay, we can't get caught in the muck. She says, we can't get caught in the fact, because she says she seems very wise, and matter of fact about it. She goes, that's just life, my dear. She's like, you take a step forward, you take two back. And it's okay, because as long as we just keep trudging forward, we're going to get to where we need to go. That's just life, my dear. So she doesn't want you to get too bogged down in whatever it is that, sets you back a little bit, because she's saying just take it in stride, because that's just life. Okay. She seems very practical and matter of fact to me. Much love for you, of course. All right. So I want to thank everybody for stopping in tonight and listening to my story, which was a true story. And I hope that the point of it, you really listen to and believe, that our love. Oh, hey, Liz, my Liz. Okay, Tony, your aunt, your mom's sister. She didn't feel like a grandma where, oh, I'm just going to pinch your cheeks and kiss you all over. She was a little more stoic and, a little more prim and proper into herself. So if that helps, you decide who it was. Okay. But yeah, she's acknowledging your hard work. So don't give up. But anyways, I just want to thank everybody, and just just know that our loved ones are helping us and loving us from where they are. They don't go away. All right. And I'll see you all hopefully in about, nope, I'm going to make a mistake here, on October 30th, that Thursday night. Until then, just have a great couple weeks and be gentle with yourselves. Okay. Thank you so much. Good night.